Hello everyone. Today we will talk about rewilding tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains. And this is a very exciting topic because it is really happening, and it is happening right now that tigers are being returned to Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains. And this can prove that it is possible to return big cats to places where they were extinct, just like the cheetahs were returned to India. It was a test, and at first it was difficult, but today they are thriving in the wild. I hope that in the future we will also see the return of lions and elephants to areas from which they were extinct, such as Europe and North America. In addition, we will talk about the interaction between Asiatic lions and tigers and the history between them. I hope you enjoy this video, and I would be happy to hear your comments. The history of tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains is fascinating, but also tragic, as these magnificent creatures once roamed the vast landscapes of these regions, but are now mostly extinct in these areas. Historically, the Caspian tiger, Panthera tigris viridis, a subspecies of tiger, inhabited the vast areas of Central Asia, including parts of modern-day Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Iran, and parts of Afghanistan and Turkmenistan. These tigers were known for their adaptation to a wide range of environments, including the steppes, riverbanks, and forested regions. The Caspian tiger was one of the largest of the tiger subspecies, known for its strong physique and beautiful golden coat with distinct stripes. The Caspian tiger was found in habitats with abundant prey, such as wild boar, deer, and smaller animals. It primarily resided near river systems like the Amu Darya, Syr Darya, and the Caspian Sea, where dense vegetation and prey were plentiful. The Caspian tiger's population began to rapidly decline in the 19th century due to various factors, including habitat loss, poaching, and depletion of prey species. The expansion of human settlements, agricultural development, and hunting pressures pushed tigers out of their natural habitats. The introduction of firearms, the growth of settlements in tiger territories, and the destruction of their prey, such as wild boar and deer, contributed to the demise of this tiger subspecies. By the early 1970s, the Caspian tiger was officially declared extinct. The last confirmed sighting of a Caspian tiger in the wild was in the 1950s in Iran, but their numbers had already dwindled significantly by then. The Caucasus Mountains, located between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, historically served as a natural barrier between Europe and Asia. While tigers were never as widespread in the Caucasus Mountains as they were in Central Asia, there is evidence to suggest that tigers occasionally ventured into this area. The last recorded presence of tigers in the Caucasus region was during the early centuries AD, where they may have roamed parts of what are now the southern regions of Russia and northern Georgia. However, they were likely rare and had little established presence in the mountains themselves, as the region was more inhabited by other large predators such as lions, leopards, bears, and wolves. Much like in Central Asia, tigers in the Caucasus faced pressures from human activities, and by the time detailed historical records were being made, their numbers had already been greatly reduced. Over the centuries, they were driven further away from the region due to hunting and habitat destruction. The Middle Eastern region once saw tigers in parts of Turkey and Iran, particularly in the areas near river valleys and marshlands. Historical accounts from ancient Persian civilizations mention tigers, and tigers were even used in royal hunts in some Middle Eastern cultures. The Caspian tiger was the only subspecies that inhabited these areas, and it was primarily found in the river basins of Iran, Iraq, and parts of Syria. In Iran, tigers were once present in the dense forests of the Caspian region. They were revered in Persian culture, but their numbers dwindled by the early 20th century. The spread of agriculture, hunting, and encroachment of human settlements into tiger habitats contributed significantly to their decline. By the mid-20th century, the last known tiger in Iran was killed and the species vanished from the region. Rewilding tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains is a fascinating and ambitious idea that could restore ecological balance and biodiversity to these regions. The primary candidate for such rewilding efforts is the Siberian tiger, Panthera tigris altaica, as it is the closest living relative of the extinct Caspian tiger, Panthera tigris virgata. Genetic studies have shown that the two subspecies are nearly identical, making Siberian tigers suitable for reintroduction into areas where the Caspian tiger once roamed. In September 2024, two captive Amur tigers, Bodhana and Kuma, were translocated from the Anna Paulowna Sanctuary in the Netherlands to a semi-natural 3-hectare enclosure within the reserve. Their offspring are intended to be released into the wild, aiming to establish a self-sustaining tiger population in the area. This initiative is part of a comprehensive program led by the government of Kazakhstan with support from WWF and the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, focusing on restoring the Il-Balkhash Delta ecosystem and reintroducing tigers to their historical range. The program encompasses habitat restoration, prey population recovery, and community engagement to ensure the long-term success of the reintroduction efforts. The reintroduction process is structured in multiple phases. Habitat preparation in 2018-2024. This phase involved restoring the ecosystem to support a viable tiger population, including increasing prey species such as wild boar and deer. Release phase in 2024-2033. Over 9 years, at least 10 tigers, starting with 2 females and 1 male, will be translocated to the reserve. Monitoring phase in 2033. Continuous monitoring will assess the health and growth of the tiger population and the overall ecosystem. This reintroduction marks a significant milestone in global conservation, representing the first international tiger reintroduction effort. It underscores Kazakhstan's commitment to biodiversity restoration and offers hope for the revival of tiger populations in Central Asia. Rewilding tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains offers a wide range of environmental, ecological, and social benefits. Restoring tigers to these regions can have a profound impact on both the natural world and local communities. Tigers are apex predators and play a vital role in maintaining the balance of ecosystems. By reintroducing tigers, prey species such as wild boar, deer, and smaller mammals can be controlled. This helps prevent overgrazing of vegetation and supports the health of the entire ecosystem. As tigers help regulate the population of herbivores, plant species can thrive, leading to better soil quality, water retention, and overall health of the landscape. Reintroducing tigers can attract tourists, wildlife enthusiasts, and researchers, creating a boost for local economies. Tiger watching can become a significant source of income for local communities, providing jobs in ecotourism, conservation, and wildlife monitoring. The rewilding efforts will require personnel for monitoring, habitat restoration, park management, and community outreach programs. This can create new employment opportunities for local people, boosting the economy. By reintroducing tigers, entire ecosystems benefit. The presence of apex predators indirectly helps protect a wide range of species, as the healthy management of herbivore populations allows other animals and plants to thrive. Tigers' return to their historical ranges could help protect other endangered species within the same ecosystem, creating a healthier overall biodiversity network. Tigers are an important part of local cultures and histories in both Central Asia and the Caucasus. Reintroducing them can help reconnect communities with their natural heritage and raise awareness about the importance of conservation. The rewilding of tigers provides an opportunity for local communities to engage with conservation efforts. Education programs and awareness campaigns can promote a better understanding of the ecological importance of apex predators and the need to protect them. Healthy ecosystems that include predators like tigers help buffer against climate change by enhancing the resilience of forests and grasslands. Tigers help maintain the diversity of vegetation, which contributes to carbon sequestration and the overall health of the environment. Restored tiger habitats can improve water quality, regulate the climate, and reduce the risk of natural disasters like floods and landslides by preserving forests, wetlands, and other critical ecosystems. Successfully reintroducing tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus would set a precedent for other tiger reintroduction projects worldwide. It could provide valuable lessons and data for the rewilding of other endangered species. The Tiger Rewilding Initiative fosters collaboration between governments, international organizations, and local stakeholders. These partnerships can promote sustainable conservation practices that transcend national borders. Rewilding tigers provides an opportunity for scientific research on apex predators, species restoration, and ecosystem dynamics. Studies on the impacts of tiger reintroduction can contribute to global conservation knowledge and inform future restoration efforts. Rewilding programs can also serve as educational platforms to teach future generations about conservation ecology and the importance of protecting endangered species. Rewilding tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains is not just about bringing back a single species. It's a strategy for ecological restoration, community development, and long-term environmental sustainability. The successful return of tigers can bring about a range of benefits, including biodiversity enhancement, economic growth, improved ecosystem health, and increased awareness of the importance of conservation. With these benefits, the rewilding of tigers could play a crucial role in shaping the future of these regions and in global efforts to protect the planet's wildlife and natural resources. Rewilding Siberian tigers, Amur tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains would bring them into interaction with various prey species and coexisting herbivores. As apex predators, tigers play a key role in regulating the populations of these animals, ensuring ecological balance. Here's how Siberian tigers would interact with key species. Siberian tigers are capable of hunting large herbivores, including deer. These animals would likely become a significant prey base for tigers, providing them with food sources. Deer populations might be controlled by tiger predation, preventing overgrazing of vegetation, which helps maintain biodiversity in the habitat. Wild boar are one of the primary prey species for tigers. Tigers are skilled at hunting wild boars, which are strong and aggressive, but vulnerable to a tiger's ambush tactics. The presence of tigers would help manage wild boar populations, preventing them from overgrazing plants and crops, which could otherwise disrupt the ecosystem. While not the tiger's primary target, yaks, particularly younger or weaker individuals, could occasionally fall prey to Siberian tigers, especially in areas with limited prey availability. Yaks, as large grazing mammals, might share the landscape with tigers, but may not face direct, frequent interaction unless the tiger's range overlaps with domestic and feral herds. The wild ass, or onager, is a medium-sized herbivore that could be targeted by tigers. Tigers are capable of taking down larger prey, and a young or weak onager could be an easy target. Tigers may regulate wild ass populations, but their predation on onagers would depend on the availability of easier prey like deer and wild boar. Wild horses, especially younger or weaker individuals, could potentially be hunted by tigers. Tigers are not typically horse hunters, but they are capable of taking down horses if necessary, particularly in areas where other prey species are scarce. Wild horses and feral horses play an important role in grassland ecosystems by grazing on vegetation, which can help prevent the overgrowth of certain plant species. Gazelles are likely to be a common prey species for Siberian tigers in Central Asia. These swift, smaller herbivores are vulnerable to ambush predators like tigers. Tiger predation can help regulate gazelle populations, preventing overgrazing and allowing for a balanced vegetation community in the ecosystem. Saiga antelope, with their distinctive appearance, are likely to be a target for tigers, particularly the weaker members of the herd. However, saigers are known for their agility, which could make them more difficult for tigers to catch. Tigers would help prevent excessive grazing by saiga herds, ensuring that vegetation does not become overconsumed. Wild camels are large and tough, so they would not be a primary food source for Siberian tigers. Tigers may not typically prey on adult camels unless they're old, sick, or injured. Camels are important in desert and semi-desert ecosystems, where they graze on grasses, shrubs, and desert plants, contributing to the ecological balance. Bison are large and powerful animals so they would not typically be the primary target of tigers. However, in some cases, tigers might take down bison, particularly the young or injured individuals. Bison help maintain grasslands by grazing on grasses and shrubs, and their role in the ecosystem would not be disrupted by tigers unless tiger populations became unsustainably large. Water buffalo are large and tough, making them difficult for tigers to hunt. However, young or sick buffalo might fall prey to tigers. Water buffalo might share the landscape with tigers, but the risk of predation would be low, and they would likely not play a major role in the tiger's diet. Feral cattle, particularly smaller individuals or the sick and weak, could be preyed upon by tigers. However, tigers would likely focus on smaller, more accessible prey like deer and wild boar. Feral cattle might sometimes lead to conflicts with local human communities, especially if they are raised for livestock. Wild sheep and ibex, which are agile and often found in mountainous terrains, could fall prey to Siberian tigers, particularly weaker or injured individuals. These species are often targeted by predators like tigers due to their size and vulnerability. Wild sheep and ibex help shape the vegetation structure by grazing on grasses, shrubs and herbs, and their presence in the ecosystem can promote biodiversity. Siberian tigers, as apex predators, would play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance in the region. By regulating the populations of herbivores and smaller carnivores, they would help to prevent overgrazing of vegetation, which could lead to habitat degradation, ensure that weaker individuals in prey species are removed from the population, maintaining genetic health and reducing the spread of diseases. Maintain diversity within the ecosystem by creating a balanced food web where multiple species benefit from the regulation of others. In conclusion, the rewilding of Siberian tigers in Central Asia would have profound interactions with various herbivore and prey species. Tigers would serve as natural regulators, ensuring that prey populations do not become too large and maintaining a healthy balance in the ecosystem. However, the success of these interactions will depend on the careful management of habitat restoration, prey availability, and human-wildlife conflict. Rewilding Siberian tigers, Panthera tigris altica, in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains would lead to interesting interactions with other large carnivores, such as Eurasian wolves, Indian wolves, Persian leopards, snow leopards, golden jackals, striped hyenas, brown bears, and potentially Asiatic lions in the future. Each of these species plays an important role in the ecosystems of these regions, and their relationship with tigers would impact the dynamics of the food web, territoriality, and ecological balance. Eurasian wolves, Canis lupus lupus. Wolves are social predators and often hunt in packs, targeting large herbivores like deer, wild boar, and even smaller carnivores. Tigers, as solitary hunters, might compete with wolves for the same prey base. However, tigers would likely target larger or more elusive animals, while wolves might focus on smaller or more cooperative prey. Both species are territorial. In areas with overlapping territories, there could be occasional confrontations, though the solitary nature of tigers might reduce direct interactions with wolf packs. Wolves may avoid areas frequented by tigers due to the tiger's size and strength. While there could be competition, wolves and tigers would both contribute to regulating herbivore populations and promoting biodiversity in the ecosystem. Indian wolves, Canis lupus pallipes. Indian wolves, like their Eurasian relatives, hunt in packs and target similar prey. They might compete with tigers, but Indian wolves are generally smaller and less aggressive than Eurasian wolves, and their prey preferences might overlap with tigers. Indian wolves might target smaller or weaker herbivores, while tigers could focus on larger prey. Direct confrontations would be rare, but there could be competition for resources in areas where their ranges overlap. Golden jackals, Canis aureus. Golden jackals are opportunistic feeders, scavenging and hunting smaller prey. They are unlikely to directly compete with tigers, as they typically focus on smaller mammals and carrion. While jackals are not a direct threat to tigers, they might scavenge tiger kills. This relationship could be mutually beneficial, as jackals could help clean up remains, preventing the build-up of carcasses. Jackals might serve as an important part of the ecosystem's food web by controlling smaller herbivore populations and providing additional food sources for other predators, including tigers. Striped hyenas, hyena. Hyenas are primarily scavengers, but can also hunt smaller prey. In areas with tigers, striped hyenas might scavenge tiger kills, which could lead to some competition for food resources. Tigers might tolerate the presence of hyenas as long as they don't challenge the tiger's dominance over its kill. However, if hyenas were to challenge tigers directly, it could lead to conflict, although tigers' superior strength would generally dominate. Striped hyenas could coexist with tigers as long as they focus on scavenging and avoid direct competition for larger prey. Brown bears and tigers are both apex predators, and there might be some overlap in the prey species they hunt, such as wild boar, deer, and smaller mammals. However, brown bears are omnivorous and may also consume plant material, which would not directly compete with the tiger's carnivorous diet. Tigers and brown bears might occasionally compete over food or territory, particularly in the case of carcasses. However, the presence of brown bears might force tigers to move or share kills. While there could be occasional competition, tigers and brown bears could coexist in the same ecosystem by occupying different niches, with bears often foraging in different areas or focusing on different food sources such as berries, roots, or fish. Persian leopards are solitary, elusive predators that primarily target smaller prey such as gazelles, roe deer, and smaller mammals. In areas where their territories overlap with those of Siberian tigers, there might be competition for prey and territory. Tigers, being larger and more powerful, would generally dominate over leopards in direct competition for food. However, leopards are highly adaptable and might avoid areas with a high tiger presence, selecting different hunting grounds to minimize conflict. While direct conflict might be rare, tigers and leopards could coexist in overlapping ranges by occupying different niches, with leopards hunting smaller prey in more forested areas and tigers focusing on larger prey. Snow leopards inhabit high-altitude mountainous regions, while Siberian tigers prefer forested lowlands and foothills. These species may have minimal overlap in their territories, reducing the potential for direct competition. Snow leopards mainly hunt smaller prey such as ibex, burrell, blue sheep and marmots, which are not typically targeted by tigers. However, in regions where their ranges do overlap, there might be occasional competition for prey, especially for medium-sized herbivores like wild sheep. Snow leopards and Siberian tigers could coexist in the same broad ecosystem, with each species occupying different ecological niches due to their distinct habitat preferences. If Asiatic lions are reintroduced to Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains, they could become a serious competitor to Siberian tigers. Lions are social animals, and their pride-based hunting style contrasts with the solitary nature of tigers. Lions and tigers would compete for similar prey species, including deer, wild boar, and possibly even larger herbivores like wild horses or yaks. Lions could challenge tigers for territory, and there might be significant competition for resources in areas where their ranges overlap. In direct confrontations, tigers would have the advantage in one-on-one combat due to their larger size and strength. However, lions, being social, might compensate by hunting in groups, potentially overpowering tigers. Given their different social structures and behavior, it's uncertain whether tigers and lions could coexist peacefully. The success of their cohabitation would depend on how their territories are managed and whether prey resources are abundant enough to support both species. The historical interaction between Asiatic lions, Panthera leo, persica, and Caspian tigers, Panthera tigris virgata, is a fascinating topic that reflects the complex ecological dynamics of large carnivores in overlapping territories. The Asiatic lion, also known as the Persian or Indian lion, once ranged from Europe through the Caucasus, Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, the Middle East, Persia, Iran, and into the Indian subcontinent. The species thrived in grasslands, scrub forests, and dry, open woodlands, hunting herbivores such as deer, wild boar, gazelles, and wild cattle. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, their range had drastically diminished due to habitat loss, hunting and competition with humans. Today, Asiatic lions survive only in the Gir forest in India. The Caspian tiger, a subspecies of the Siberian tiger, once roamed across Central Asia, the Caucasus Mountains, Anatolia, and parts of southeastern Europe, including regions near the Black and Caspian seas. Caspian tigers primarily inhabited riparian forests, wetlands and reed thickets along rivers. They hunted larger herbivores such as wild boar, deer and even wild horses or camels. By the 20th century, habitat destruction, hunting and the depletion of prey populations led to their extinction in the wild, with the last confirmed sightings in the 1970s. The range of Asiatic lions and Caspian tigers overlapped in regions such as the Caucasus, parts of Iran, and Anatolia. Both species thrived in different types of habitats within overlapping territories. Lions preferred open grasslands and scrub forests, while tigers favoured dense riparian forests and wetlands. This habitat preference might have reduced direct competition. Both predators targeted similar prey species, including deer, wild boar and wild cattle. Competition for food resources could have occurred, especially in areas where prey densities were lower. Lions, being social hunters, could dominate prey-rich regions, while solitary tigers might avoid direct confrontations by hunting in more secluded areas. Asiatic lions, living in prides, would have established and defended territories aggressively. Caspian tigers, being solitary and territorial, would likely have avoided lion-dominated regions. Encounters between the two species were likely rare, but could have occurred at the boundaries of their respective habitats. In direct confrontations, Caspian tigers would have had the upper hand due to their larger size, strength and agility compared to Asiatic lions. However, lions' pride structure gave them strength in numbers, which could deter solitary tigers from encroaching on their territories. Conservation efforts in India have stabilized Asiatic lion populations in the Gir forest. Reintroduction programs in parts of their historical range, including Central Asia, Europe and the Caucasus, have been proposed. If both Asiatic lions and Siberian tigers, as Caspian tiger surrogates, were reintroduced to Central Asia and the Caucasus, their historical dynamics could be recreated. Careful management of territories and prey populations would be essential to minimize conflicts and ensure coexistence between these two apex predators. As we continue to witness the restoration of nature, the rewilding of tigers in Central Asia and the Caucasus Mountains represents not just a conservation effort, but a hopeful step towards a healthier, balanced ecosystem. The return of these apex predators can help restore the delicate balance of these regions, bringing life back to the wilderness. But the journey doesn't end here. It's up to all of us, scientists, conservationists and nature enthusiasts, to ensure these incredible creatures thrive in their natural habitats for generations to come. If you believe in the power of rewilding and protecting our planet's biodiversity, make sure to share this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content on wildlife conservation. Together, we can help give the roar of the tiger another chance in the wild. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.